Every summer, football fans wait with excitement for transfer news, new signings, record-breaking deals, dreams coming true. But behind every transfer headline, there's a story you don't see. A world of agents who control careers, clubs that manipulate prices, and teenagers who become commodities before they even understand what's happening to them. Today, we're going behind the curtain into the business that runs football, the transfer market. This is the dark side of the beautiful game. To understand how messed up things have become, we need to go back to 1995 and a man named Jean-Marc Bosman. Bosman was a Belgian footballer. Nothing special, really. But his court case against his club changed football forever. He fought for the right to move freely between clubs once his contract ended, without his club demanding a transfer fee. He won. That single ruling opened the floodgates. Players had power, agents stepped in to use it, and clubs realized player value could be manufactured. Today, the global transfer market moves over $7 billion a year. But where does all that money actually go? Meet the people who really run football. Not the coaches, not even the club presidents, the super agents. These are people who represent dozens of players at once. They negotiate transfers, salaries, image rights, and take a cut of everything. In some deals, agents have reportedly walked away with tens of millions of dollars from a single transfer, legally. But here's where it gets murky. Some agents don't just represent players. They have informal influence over entire clubs. They can pressure a player to request a transfer, leak stories to force a move, even influence which clubs get first access to a young talent, years before he turns professional. It's not officially illegal, but is it fair? Depends who you ask. Now here's where things get genuinely disturbing. For years, a practice called third-party ownership existed in football. Investment groups, sometimes with no connection to football at all, would buy a percentage of a player's economic rights. Meaning, if a 16-year-old kid in Brazil or Argentina showed promise, an investment fund could literally buy a share of his future transfer value. If that kid later got sold for $30 million, the investment group, who never kicked a ball, would take their cut. Sometimes 20%, 30%, even 50%. FIFA eventually banned this in most major leagues, but reports suggest similar arrangements still exist through loopholes. Bridge clubs, intermediary companies, shell agreements that are technically compliant but spiritually identical. Young players become financial assets, bought, sold, traded, sometimes without ever knowing the full picture of who profits from their talent. Let's talk about what this actually does to people. Imagine being 17 years old. A scout tells you you're the next big thing. Suddenly, there's a contract, an agent, promises of a move to Europe. You sign. You leave your family. You move to a country where you don't speak the language. And then, it doesn't work out. For every success story, every Mbappe, every Haaland, there are hundreds of young players moved around like pieces on a board, chasing a transfer fee that benefits everyone except them. Some get released within a year, some loaned out repeatedly, never settling. Some simply disappear from football entirely, financially exploited, then discarded. The system isn't built to protect them. It's built to extract value from them. Clubs aren't innocent either. Ever wonder why transfer fees seem to skyrocket out of nowhere for certain players right before a deal? Sometimes clubs use a tactic where they sell a player to a friendly club at an inflated price, only for that player to be sold again a year later at an even higher price. This artificially boosts the player's perceived value and helps both clubs manage their finances on paper. It's a financial maneuver more than a football decision. Transfers aren't just about talent anymore. They're about accounting, debt management, and financial fair play rules. The player in all this? Often just a number on a spreadsheet. Football is still the beautiful game. The passion, the moments, the joy, That's all real. But surrounding it is an industry that at times treats human beings as financial instruments, where a teenager's future can be bought and sold before he's even proven himself, where the people closest to players sometimes profit more than the players themselves. The next time you see a transfer headline, a record fee, a shock move, a bargain signing, remember, there's always more to the story than the number on the screen.